Ladies and gentlemen, I think it deserves more. Let's give Douglas a big hand. And I hope that you will take the lessons that he gave you at heart and make sure that you make it happen. It's quite an amazing time in my life for me to stand up here and introduce this man that I'm going to introduce. But I want to share with you a small little story before I do so. The year is 1990. I live in the dusty streets of Tembisa. I'm depressed, I'm hungry. I feel that's the end of my world. I do not have a plan. However, I believe that God created me to add value somehow. I need to find this value. Then I go home and I listen to a tape. And at the end of this tape, a voice says, it's never over until you win. I look at my life and say, it's not over until I make things happen. Ladies and gentlemen, musicians would have loved to meet Michael Jackson. Martial artists would have loved to meet Bruce Lee. Chess players would have loved to meet Garry Kasparov. Designers would have loved to meet Gianni Versace. Architects would have loved to meet the people that create the most amazing business. Here with Les Brown, we've got a human being who has showed the power that each and every one of us has, only if we begin to understand and believe that it is possible. And the fascinating thing about the laws of nature is the law of aerodynamics says a bumblebee should not be flying. But they did not tell the bumblebee, therefore it flies. Many a times in your life you've been told you cannot make it happen. Many a times in your life you've been put in a box and labeled. Many a times in your life you've been told you're a woman, you're a black man, you're a colored, you're a white guy, this country has changed, you don't have opportunities. But all my life I grew listening to a voice that no matter how depressed, no matter how unhappy I was, this voice kept telling me it's not over until you try. This voice kept telling me it is possible. This voice kept telling me that you can make it happen. This man has affected over 30 million around the world. He speaks to audiences, small as 10, big as 80,000. He's well sought after. He coaches top CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. He has transformed men and women from the Caribbean to Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, today, it's your day. If you go home the same, you complain about the same things, save yourself money, walk into a graveyard and not, don't invite us to your funeral. Because I tell you that as a young man who had a dream to become a speaker, who almost suffered what Les suffered, I had an S in matric. When I told my friends I was going to become a speaker and travel the world, they said, no, you have an S in matric. You don't have a degree, nobody's going to listen to you. When I told my friends I'm going to earn in a day what you earn in a month, they said to me, you're taking chances. Whatever you smoke, change, is going to get you killed. When I told people that I'm going to travel the world, they said, keep dreaming. But when I sat alone in my own little tiny room in Tembisa, this voice kept telling me, it's possible, you can make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and a privilege for me to introduce to you a man that I see as my mentor, as my sage, as a wise man, as a wise counsel. We call him the Grand Master of the speaking industry. Toastmaster says he's one of the within the 5 top in the world. We say he is the godfather of speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a warm South African hand. Les Brown.
Thank you very much. I was wondering who was he talking about. I said, I wonder who that dude is. Man, that's a bad dude up in there. Let's give Billy a tremendous round of applause. Yes, indeed.